There are three big storylines from the weekend volleyball matches. The first is Salle has seen its silver lining and that the path to a fourth straight UAAP women's crown is a little clearer and within sight. 2. The final forecast has been decided. And 3. UAAP now understands news plight during the Santiago sisters' years in blue and gold. Let's tackle the first. So much for not seeing Ateneo at their best. That was what Oliver Almadro said after their season opening defeat to Salle. The Lady Eagles rattled off 10 straight wins before falling to their nemesis in an embarrassing 3 sets, 25-17, 25-13, 25-23. Someone online wondered, why embarrassing? Well, the simple truth is you are building up to this game, a validation of your 10-game winning streak, and you are swept in 3 sets. No one scores in double digits, and there are 0 block points. It is one thing to lose in 5 sets and altogether another in 3. You could see the Lady Spikers' swag and psyched-out tactics working. But why be surprised? You know this is coming, and it is part of their game plan. When the Lady Eagles lost in that first set, after Luna began hitting all those shots, it gave Salle a confidence booster. We can take these guys. And they did. One key to beating them is taking that first step and plant some doubt. Nothing happened. The question now is to bounce back and be ready for the Final Four. Salle also should thank Ateneo for dispatching UAAP. The Fighting Lady Maroons are the only team to beat them twice this season. But losses to Ateneo really put UAAP on a tailspin and out of the Final Four chase. Having said that, it brings us to the second point. The Final Forecast is decided. Ateneo, Salle, UST and FU are advancing to the next round. It is a matter of placing now. Who plays who? UST must be happy because they won their way in and without help from other teams. Even during their tough stretch of the season, they hung tough and for the most part, played with a joy. FU is talented, but they are like UAAP, with confidence issues. Only Heather Guinoo scored in double figures with everyone else not playing well. Even UST rookie Maeve Galanza outshone FU's Kyla Negrito, who started every set, but saw her being sub-bet out by Jel Keuna, who had more excellent sets than her teammate. They want to sharpen their teeth for the playoffs. They have to bring it against Salle in their final engagement of the elimination round. A painful end to a promising season for UAAP. It is ironic that the team that in most recent years had all sorts of preseason success but faltered come the UAAP, was the one to dispatch UAAP. This 5-set loss, 21-25, 24-26, 25-17, 25-23, 15-17, to the much younger Lady Bulldogs is painful and takes some of the shine away from their preseason trophies. Without a doubt, this UAAP team can compete and even win it all. I thought that this year was their best chance to win it all, but it isn't happening. Having really followed this team through the past few years, I thought that at times, their swag was misplaced. Prior to the first round loss to Ateneo, they were pointing to spots on the floor where their shots fell or even gave stare downs. I think it is nice, but they do not have it down to a science unlike Salle. I remember thinking, this is too early and misplaced. Then Ateneo took them out in embarrassing fashion and they were never the same again. Tots Carlos didn't look like the frightening power spike she was. In fact, in other games, she would be taken out and she stopped putting up big points. Their twin blockers in Maris Leig and Jesma Ramos were silent. I really thought that Ramos was one key factor in their late season 80 run as well as in certain spots in the preseason. Yes, Leig played well, but I always thought that Ramos could be a bigger force. Isha Ganabin stopped being a major contributor. And of course, there is the injury to Isamold that is not and should never be an excuse because UST lost Manella Alessandrini for the entire season and possibly even longer given her being injury-prone, but they still played better. More to the new analogy. Remember that year when Dindon Santiago, Mila Pablo, and company broke into the seniors division? There was excessive swag in them as they danced, celebrated like there was no tomorrow, and talked smack to opponents. Then they fell in the Final Four to a team they beat twice in the Elms and were never the same again. While they have one more game to play before their season 81 if officially over, the entire team from the brain trust to the players head into the off-season with questions on the need for answers. If you ask me, this is where they have to rebuild mentally and psychologically. And it won't be easy, but they need to if they want to make the final playing years of Carlos and Mold really mean something.